never say Apple makes non-quality stuff. You know, I don't think I've ever said that. I just think it's way too expensive, and you're paying for the name and all that. Rip. I can't believe the best-selling game for the Wii U only sold 8 million units. And I can't believe that it's been almost 10 years since a new Mario Kart game?
Yeah, and did you see that Nintendo announced, like, they're doing, like, 48 tracks of DLC for Mario Kart 8?
That's a whole new game.
And it's like, I don't understand, why did they wait 5 years? My theory is that Mario Kart 9 at some point was being considered to be released for the Switch, but because Mario Kart 8 has sold for $60 for 5 years, like, it is like at 35 million copies sold. It is ridiculous. It just kept selling, and I think Nintendo was just like,
F it.
Let's just save Mario Kart 9 as a launch title for the next Switch or the next whatever console, and they're just like, let's just do a whole bunch of DLC.
That is a lot of DLC. Is it something you can buy, like, as a one pack, or do you have to, like, buy them all separately?
They're releasing it in 6 waves, 8 tracks apiece per wave. I think it's over the next, like, year and a half or 2 years. You can buy it all for $25.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
If they're good. If they're good tracks.
I think it's $25. Also, if you have that $50 a year Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack thing, it's free with 1,000 quotation marks.
What, until you don't have the
yeah, exactly.
thing anymore? Yeah.
When people say that a game is free on PlayStation Plus, it's like, it's not free. You're paying for PlayStation Plus.
Well, in good news, I always forget to download the PlayStation Plus games every month, so that's good.
It's always just crap anyway.
Yeah.
And you have a game store where you can get infinite games.
But I could have. I think the 1 month it was the Amnesia collection, and I was like, I'm just gonna download this because I like Amnesia.
Digital only games. That's a good.
Yeah. Sometimes they like offer free games like Far Cry, like 4 or 5, and I'm like, I don't even want to download it for free. You know, I'm like, I don't even want to click claimed because you know you don't have to download it right away. And I'm just like, I don't even want to. Oh, look at her heels.
What happened. To be honest, I found it.
Honestly, I'm surprised, considering Kojima and Platinum, that she doesn't have like a massive like cleavage outfit. Although it is kind of a BDSM one, so.
What? Yeah. So she's a robot, a cyborg too.
I guess so. Mistral is like the most non-character in existence. They introduce her 10 minutes ago. You have one conversation with her, and then you kill her. Spoilers!
No!
And I knew what I had been missing.
So do you think when they, like, you know how with Raiden, when they redesigned him, they were like, all this stuff is to make you better in combat, right? Like, even the heals are like combat heals, right? For this, they were like, combat boobs. They, help you in combat.
They could, explain it away, like, Raiden's sneaking suit in MGS2 is really tight and constricted because it, like, increases, like, bodily performance and, like, respiratory functions, so they could say it's just because of that, too.
I'll take that as a compliment.
If you would kill for your ideals, then surely you are ready to die for them.
That's certainly a weapon.
Yeah, she has like a, I think it's like a pole arm. It's like made out of limbs, so it can get randomly longer. This fight is kind of annoying. And it's mostly because she spawns those little, I forget what they're called, they're in MGS4. The little guys constantly, every single, there's like 3 different stages for this fight, and they're just everywhere all the time, and they just grab you if you're not paying attention.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool design.
All I know is, when it comes to designs, Kojima has keynote taste. Like, isn't there someone in MGS5 named, like, Quiet or something like that? Who's just, like, not wearing clothes?
Yeah, because she breathes through her skin. That's the reasoning.
Yes! I love it. Thank you, Base Kojima. Thank you, Base Japan.
So, I just want to talk about this for a second. I hope it doesn't offend anybody, but, on Twitter, Kojima said something about Quiet, like, once you understand Quiet's character, you will be ashamed of your words and deeds. Like, that's what he said, something about it. Because everyone was just making fun of that design, like, how, like, sexualized it is. But there was a lot of fan theories about, actually, I don't want to talk about this.
Okay.
The words were coming out of my mouth, I was like, I don't want to talk about
That's fine with me. I briefly remember the Kojima thing.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, speaking of Kojima, Death Stranding came out in 2019, and I realized there was the pandemic and everything, but what's he working on? Like, is there any news of anything, or is he just, like, retired from making games?
Death Stranding 2. I'm pretty sure he's working on something, but it's just gonna be a while.
Wasn't he, like, hinting at, like, Silent Hills again or something? Or, like, a horror game? Or maybe I'm thinking of a fever dream I had.
I don't know.
It's like my Ivy from Soul Calibur.
Get out of the way, piece of garbage.
So she has like 12 arms, but she usually only uses 2 of them. Come on, mate.
As long as you apply the pressure to her, a lot of her arms just get destroyed.
You know, I think my favorite character in any, my favorite bad guy character, besides the mainstays like Revolver Ocelot, I think my favorite bad guy character is Fat Man from MGS2. Like, he really didn't have a whole heck of a lot to do with the story, but he's just a great design and a very interesting character. And the boss fight's pretty cool too. I think overall, now that I'm thinking about it, I think, I really want to say MGS3 is Kojima's, like, magnum opus.
I would agree. I like MGS2 better, but I can definitely understand why people don't like it. It is definitely his best game.
Like, in terms of, wait, do you mean 3 or 2?
3. MGS2 has so much, like, weird padding.
Yeah.
It's like a cool story, but it's just like MGS3 trumps it as a game so easily.
And I think for its time period, MGS1, of course, is the most obviously important and the most groundbreaking, but I think overall 3 is like, 3 is really where he pulled out all the stops. And it's just like, just everything about it's so awesome. Like, Ocelot's amazing in it. Big Boss is amazing in it. The Boss is incredible.
Yeah. The Boss is a really good character, but unfortunately, she was such an iconic character that she, like, ruined the series retroactively. Because MGS4 is all about, like, what was the boss's will? And they do that for, like, Peace Walker 2. It's just like, the boss is a good character, but you don't have to base the entire series around her.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, Zero from MGS3. is the Patriots mastermind, or one of the founders.
Yeah.
And, like, the reason why the Patriots exist is because of the boss, and, like, Zero misinterpreting her will. It's, like, it's so lame.
And then except for, oh gosh. Is there a specific name for, like, the end, the fury, the sorrow? Like, are they called something as a...
Cobra unit, maybe?
So the Cobra unit is mostly awesome. Like, the Fury, the first one you fight, or is it the Pain?
The Pain is the B one.
The Pain, that guy has, like, no story.
Yeah.
But, like, the Sorrow is amazing. That's the one where you walk up the river, right?
Yeah,
the Sorrow.
The Sorrow, the End is really good. The only two that are kind of flat lines are the Pain and the Fury. The Fury is the guy who wants to go to outer space, and he just shoots fire.
Yeah, that one doesn't really have any story. But, like, that's amazing. Colonel Volgin is, like, generic but a good character.
Volgin is the perfect character for the plot because the character that matters is the boss, and then she's, like, the main antagonist. So Volgin being, like, a one-dimensional,
yes.
like, just, like, petty villain is, like, a perfect choice for the story.
Yeah, you can't have another guy who's, like, super complex. You know, like, you don't have, like, Hannibal Lecter and the boss. You know what I mean? Like, you would have, like, Hannibal Lecter and some guy who's just like, I kill people. I just kill people because I do. Like, that's how you would do that.
Also, this guy just said, gotta make Russia money, but, like, I wonder if this guy, how he would react to how the ruble is, like, deflating in value right now.
He would pretty much not be happy.
I think it, like, went down, like, 40% in value in, like, a day.
Oh my god. Yeah, just sitting here thinking about it, I haven't played 5 or the PSP ones, but I really feel like 3 is just, like, the best. It's also pretty annoying in a lot of ways, in, like, that you have to eat and you have to, like... But it's also part of the experience.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Part of the experience.
I don't mind the eating thing. I care more about the injury system, because it's just like you have to pull up a menu every once in a while.
Yeah. Like, it's funny because MGS 1, 2, and 3 had so many cool Easter eggs. Like the fact that you could kill the end in an earlier cutscene and all that stuff, you know? It seemed like there wasn't a lot of that after 3. Like 4 and... I mean, I don't know anything about 5, but... I mean, 1 had the Psycho Mantis fight alone is, like, ridiculous.
Yeah, MGS 4 has the Beauty and the Beast. I forget what they're called, but they're the most generic.
I don't remember anything from any of the bad guys in 4. I just remember Ocelot being awesome. The ending of 4 is incredible. The ending parts where you like fight Ocelot. I think you just do people is it just me, or is, like, Ocelot the best character in all of MGS? Like, the most, like, complex and, like, well-rounded?
Yeah, I mean, he's a player in every single Metal Gear Solid game. Even 5. He's probably the least presentful in 5, but, like, Ocelot is a character in every single game. He's probably the best character in the series.
Well, in his character arc, I mean, in 3, he's, like... Isn't he, like, a punk kid, kinda? Like, who,
yeah,
like...
he's, like, a young...
And he thinks that he's like the best of all time and all that
But even
stuff.
in 3, he's like, oh, he's a double agent working for a bunch of people.
Oh my god! Was he a trip? No, the girl was the triple agent. But he's so amazing in 4, the fact that he's just like...
Yeah.
Oh,
one thing I really like about 4, actually, like, the only thing I like about 4 is that they acknowledge how weird it is that when Ocelot, like, takes Liquid's arm and puts it on his body, and how, like, the arm controls him. Like, in MGS2, like, when you see that, that's, like, one of the only things that's, like, this is just silly. They just wanted to have Liquid back. But in 4, they're like, he was just pretending to fool the Patriots. It's like, yes! That makes perfect sense.
Brother!
He was literally just pretending.
Liquid was pretty awesome in MGS 1, too.
Yeah, Ocelot is definitely the best thing about 4. He's the only good thing about 4. Me. Oh, dude. there's a character in this chapter. It's a little kid. He speaks in the weirdest accent in the world.
Okay.
I'm remembering this now.
Que se el hombre. I think that's who is that guy. I probably said it wrong. I'm sorry. I'm trying to learn Spanish. My wife's fluent, and I don't know much.
I took 4 years of Spanish, and I don't remember a word of it. Yo soy bueno.
Okay. Où est la toilette? I remember that from French.
It's right. I'm in the sewer system.
And it's a shame because if I knew Spanish, my job would actually be easier. Because there's at least one time a week where, like, someone doesn't know English well, and
Yeah.
if I knew Spanish, it would be, like, so easy. So instead, I just use Google Translate.
It'd also be just magically awesome if we knew sign language for, like, the couple deaf people that come in. But, like, if I just started suddenly doing it, they'd be like, oh, that'd be awesome.
I know thank you. Thank you is this. You touch your chin and go forward. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to remember that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I told the one guy he was in the other day, I was like, one day I'm going to learn sign language. And he laughed, and I was like, I know thank you. Oh, man.
Stealth's my specialty, sure.
What?
Raiden just said stealth's my specialty, and I'm not going to try that.
Stealth's my specialty. Nothing personal, kid.
So this chapter isn't nearly as long as the other one, so I want to just do this one real quick. You don't have anything else, right?
No, were we doing a Rock Band or GH game?
I want to practice a bit more, so we can just do Let's Try that.
Okay.
Black crocodiles live in those sewers, so watch out.
Oh, by the way, we weren't paying attention, but they used the AI core from that dog thing and made it an ally now.
Be careful.
Oh, that's dope.
I will scout ahead. You will provide.
So that's why he's like more relevant.
Sir, yes, sir.
Commence operation.
Everyone's favorite level location, the sewer.
Yeah.
I really wanted this in an MGS game.
Dude, some of my favorite games even have sewers. Silent Hill 1
Yeah.
sewers is... Oh, God.
At least like Resident Evil sewers makes sense, and it's like a cool environment for like a biological thing.
Yeah.
Also, these enemies suck. They grab you. I usually just let them grab me because it doesn't actually take that much damage.
No, wait a gosh darn second.
But these guys have so much health.
Has there never been a giant rat to fight in a Resident Evil game? What in the world? There's giant spiders, but not one giant rat, despite being the thing that actually starts the whole, essentially the whole series.
Oh my god.
Capcom, listen here. Giant rat, next game. Let's go. The giant snake.
There has to be a giant... I guess there isn't a giant rat.
Right?
That is weird. Even in the bad games, like 6, I don't think there's a rat.
I want to say I'd remember a giant rat, but maybe I wouldn't.
Okay, I definitely want to stealth kill these if possible, because these guys suck. I would like... Okay, thank you.
Do you have a button to, like, not run?
Yeah, just not
Or are they just idiots and they can't hear anything?
Yeah, the stealth isn't like... It's very half-baked in this game. But it is awesome that I can just kill these guys that suck.
The right I know.
Thanks, I guess.
Thanks, Dad.
Is there anything here? Who cares?
Right. There is a boy in the sewers.
Oh my god.
What is this?
Unkillable.
These water graphics, though. So something I think about pretty often, especially considering work and all that, is like... I would probably say... I think the best generation of video game systems is Gen 6, PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. But I think Gen 7 is second best. And here's the reason. like, obviously, Super Nintendo and Genesis and all that have a lot of all-time classics, but I think for the bang for your buck, Gen 7 is the best.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel if people like disregard the Wii, but the Wii is like a pretty good console. It's not my favorite, but I like playing Wii games sometimes.
yeah.
Well,
there's also
for
lots
me,
of...
I'd probably put Gen 5 above Gen 7, but Gen 7 would be third. I just like the PS1 and the N64 too much.
Yeah.
I know you don't like the N64, but like those 10, 15, 20 games on the 64, there's not a lot of them, but I'd be sad without them.
The Wii also has a lot of really weird exclusives that you would like. They're pretty rare, but like Cursed Mountain and Fragile Dreams and weird stuff like that could only really work on the Wii. So anyway, but yeah, the most bang for your buck, like, dude, Gen 7 games, like, you can buy Fallout 3 for like $5, and I don't like Fallout or Bethesda, but like $5 for a game you can get like 100 hours out of is like crazy, you know? And I think that was still at a time. I think nowadays, because of all the big budgets and everything, it's I think I've talked about this before, but there's less of the higher highs and the lower lows. Like, the only time a game comes out and people truly hate it is because it's an online thing that's not ready for online, if that makes sense. Like Anthem, Fallout 76.
Yeah, those live service pieces of garbage. Yeah, Gen 8 is pretty low tier. It's kind of the same thing where you can get a lot of bang for your buck, but like AAA game development in Gen 8 is just like so cancerous.
Well, also, the thing that I'm thinking about is a lot of Gen 8's games, like, involve heavily internet stuff, and, I mean, Gen 7 you can play on the internet, but there's going to be a lot of stuff eventually for Gen 8 where you're just like, can't play it, or you can't play most of it, you know?
And there's so many, like, microtransaction-filled garbage heaps. Gen 8 isn't the worst, but I do not like where the video game industry is going.
Also, like...
And that's why I still give Nintendo a pass, even though, like, Nintendo's... there's sometimes I'm just like, I want to punch Nintendo in the face. But they still make games that don't suck.
Because,
Here we go.
What is this?
He like, speaks English, but not really.
Call me right.
My name George, like Georgetown.
George.
I'm just like old damn American president.
Yeah.
How do you understand that?
Me? What the rest
I like
of
how
you?
they still have subtitles for it.
Not a ninja hideout, ninja man.
No. Looking for bad guys.
Yeah, the thing about Gen 8 is, like, everything nowadays is based off of gameplay hours, which really bums me out. Like, Metal Gear Rising could not come out in 2022 because, like, people would just be like, 5 out of 10, it's only 5 hours long.
Yeah.
You know, like,
It's like, I don't know.
because it's all about, like, oh, Horizon is, not Zero Dawn, Forbidden West. Oh, it's like 60 hours of oh, Far Cry 6, it's like 50 hours, and it's like...
It's like you technically get your money's worth if you're like a friendless NEET.
But, like, a lot of the games I like can't come out, or they can only come out digitally for like $20, you know? Like my good old walking sims. Not even walking sims, like, I loved Last of Us, and I played Last of Us 2, get it? Like, I just love story-based stuff, but if it doesn't have, like, a big area where you can just go around and do a bunch of post-game fetch quests, it's, like, not considered a good game.
Starting to sound like a bad guy yourself.
Like, I tried to play Red Dead Redemption 2, and, the first, like, hour and a half, which is, like, the prologue, I was, like, I loved it, because it was, like, very, like, linear and, like, very story-driven, and the story was great. And then it opened up to a bigger game, and there was, like, so many things you had to do that it, like, overwhelmed me.
Yeah.
And it's not even just like missions. It was like micro.
Detail about how you escaped.
What would you call it? Micro things you have to do to yourself.
Yeah, it's like it's very much going for like the simulation like aspect. And like Red Dead 2, I watched Jacob play a lot of that, play like 10-15 hours of it. I swear 60% of his game time was riding on that stupid horse.
Dude, I'm not joking. When you first get to your first camp and they're like, hey, so you have to do this stuff to your horse. Also, you have to eat. Also, you have to shave your beard. Also, you have to change clothes when the weather changes. I was like, I don't want to do that in real life.
Yeah, and like,
I don't want to shave in real life. Why am I doing this in a game?
If you haven't seen Red Dead 2's story or even Red Dead 1's, you should definitely watch, like, if you, like, look up, like, Red Dead 2, the movie.
Yeah.
You'll just watch all the cutscenes. The story is phenomenal. It's just unfortunate that there's 50 hours of filler.
Yeah.
And it's, like, it's impressive. Like, Red Dead 2 is probably one of the most impressive video game productions ever made. But, like, I don't want to play it. It's not fun.
Yeah, I just don't want to, like, I spent probably a half hour just going around hunting stuff, and I was like, this is neat. But then when it came to the actual story stuff, I was like, ugh.
How's that gonna help? Oh, it's for medical supplies. That could work, actually.
Don't worry about it.